Sadaqallahul Azim. Worthy colleagues and esteemed audience and friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I would extend my great gratitude and thanks to the foundation for inviting me here for graduate conference, as well as giving me a chance to present my thoughts in this conference. I think this is a very good platform for all those who are new to Risale-i Nur studies to learn about Risale-i Nur and have a training how to present formally as well as informally to gain more confidence and experience. With the kind permission of the chair, I would just highlight some of the points of my study instead of presenting the whole of paper word by word, as she ordered not to take more time. So, next please. The study is about exploring the methodology of Sayyid Nursi, how to combat socio-religious challenges. You know that all worthy speakers, they have been talking about Risale-i Nur and its contents, and they are presenting different angles and aspects of Risale-i Nur. What I am studying, that what is the methodology Ustad has given or suggested to combat and face socio-religious problems whatsoever. So I see that the problem was in his age, which is still continue. The problem was the problem of modernity and the challenges that modernity has brought to us, particularly here in Turkey and in general across the world. So we all face the same situation here and there. So the question is how to deal with modern challenges and issues. Ustad Sayyid Nursi had two options. One was to carry on his political struggle and resistance against all those so-called secular forces, and when involved internal and local clerics as well. So to carry on his political struggle, it was one option. The other was to do something different and to work with the people, with the individuals, to empower them, to enable them to save their identity, faith, and Islamic practices. And it was comparatively better way in the context. And it was also non-violent and peaceful struggle, and he realized that it was more long-lasting and more sustainable. So after 1925 or so, he decided to opt the second way. So what he did in the second way of struggling against modern challenges, that is the main point of this study. What was the challenges? Next, please. The challenges brought by modernity and their solutions. Before we get into the challenges, let's have a look to this slide. The slide says, whenever you face some problems, there is a scientific way to solve those problems, and a step-by-step approach we need to apply to solve problems. The first step is understanding, identifying, describing the problem in a right way. If we do that, first of all, we understand the problem correctly and describe it rightly. That is the first step towards the solution. And the second is analyzing the causes. What are the causes and roots and reasons behind all those problems? And then reading the consequences. What are the prices we are paying now because of those challenges and problems? And after that, if the problem is severe, very critical, then obviously we need to solve them. Then we have to develop alternative solutions. 2, 3, 4, or 5 solutions, or more than that even. But not only sticking with the one solution, but offering more than one means alternative solutions. As we see, when Ustad was at this point, what are the alternative solutions to combat the socio-religious problems in Turkey or anywhere in the Muslim world? So he developed, or he considered 2 options: political way or non-violent, individual life-focusing way. Then the next step is taking out of those options the best one. And he took the best one out of these 2. And then application or action. So I am greatly impressed by his vision and his understanding of his time, the challenges, the problems, and the way he moved forward to solve those problems. Next. So these were the general problems which I have noticed in the context of Turkey and even broader world, that modernity has brought many problems and many issues, and maybe so many advantages and good things as well. But starting with the problems only, you know, materialism is one of the problems, big problem of modernity, which challenges our faith and spirituality. And then you see secularism, a now highly understood phenomena, that it is also a great challenge to our ideology, our roots, are the foundational pillars of our society. Then technology obviously is a great advantage of scientific boom, but technology also creates some challenges and severe and serious challenges for our traditional social life, and it is a great threat to our family institution when people are involving in technology but not giving time to each other. And then meaninglessness is also one problem we notice in our youth especially, and they do not have their ultimate goal in themselves, where to go, from where we are moving our journey of life, where to end, and what is the ultimate quest or ultimate goal. Then the powerless self, it means weaker self, weaker personality, weaker being, or also the production of modernity. Next, please. So alternative solutions before Ustad Sayyid Nursi were 2 options. Old way, you see political resistance, involving the society, resisting against the people who are in charge in the society, politically or otherwise, as he did against maybe Russia, communism, and other forces previously. But this time, he went for new way. And what is that new way? Next. So, one more click, please. Back. So, he noticed that there are 2 areas of life. One is the area of concern. Yes, there is a bigger area of our concerns. We are concerned about politics. We are very much concerned about social institutions. We are very much concerned about the other world. okay, maybe America or other people, or West especially, we are concerned. Okay? So one option is that working in the area of concern. For example, weather conditions today is a big concern for me. When I have to proceed to the hotel to make a presentation, I have to consider what is weather like outside. But that is an area of concern. I cannot control the area of concern. I do not have any control over weather conditions. I do not have any control over the forces which work beyond our borders or even beyond myself. Sometimes I cannot. But just working and quarreling with the area of concern means most of the time maybe you will not be succeeding. So Ustad went more deeper in the area of influence, where he can change people from within and starting from a small circle. It is smaller comparatively, you see. The area of concern is bigger, but the area of influence smaller. So starting with the smaller group, with one person, and then the second person. But first of all, starting from ourselves, myself. If there are numerous quotations, if we want to change the world, we need to change first ourselves. Or the change we want to see in the world, we should be the change which we want to see. So Ustad went for the best option, and it was area of influence. From this slide, you notice, when people work in the area of influence, it starts expanding itself. First of all, it is one person, then two, then three, and slowly and steadily it expands itself. And as you see the result of Risale-i and the teachings of Ustad Bediüzzaman Sayyid Nursi today, it is expanding, but it started from area of influence, working with the individuals and self. Next. And now it is covering the area of concerns as well. So working with individuals or area of influence, his strategy was to develop these three things. And he realized that self-empowerment is the right way to start his journey to combat socio-religious issues. Self-empower means enabling and empowering individuals so that they could save their faith, they could save their legacy, they could save their traditions, they could save their civilization, and they should have themselves their safeguards. We cannot all the time ask the government and institution to save our concerns and our belongings. We should be able to save ourselves. So he tried to inculcate faith, spirituality, and morality in the individuals. And you see in the brackets, faith is Iman Billah, then Marifatullah, then Muhabbatullah. You can read the details of all these terms in the areas of faith development in Risale-i Nur, everywhere. So, and by different examples he has highlighted. And then spirituality, Jihad-e-Manavi. From, jihad with sword to Jihad-e-Manavi. And it was a new way to enable people and empower people to face challenges. And then morality. Morality, I would call it positive action. He changed the paradigm of the people 180 degrees. From being reactive to proactive. Okay? And he taught his readers and people that not to be reactive. If you are reactive and you are in anger and you want to struggle against powers, those who are challenging your legacy, if you are reactive, your mind shuts and it does not work. So keep your senses in control. Keep your mind open and apply your all faculties to make the best decision. So his term is positive action. Stay positive. Don't be negative. Okay. Don't see. Next. Yes, 2 minutes. There are 2 minutes. Still I have. The scope. So details would be there from different presenters. What is faith development? What is spirituality? And what is positive action? And then the scope, if we read the scope of his methodology. I am from Pakistan. And I very much feel that his methodology is equally good and applicable in Pakistan. If we work with the people to develop faith, spirituality, and character in them, they can face all the modern challenges whatsoever. So the scope is greater. Beyond Turkey, Ustad Nursi's teachings are equally applicable and equally relevant. Next. So, since he has given us so beautiful methodology and wonderful teachings, I would conclude my presentation with this dua or prayer. May Allah bless Sayyid Nursi's soul and grant him Jannah. Next. Thank you very much.